Hey guys, it's Emma here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my homeschooling because recently I have had a lot of questions about it, so today I thought I would answer some of them. I'll be talking about sort of how I sort of coped with homeschooling in lockdown, and also what our plans are for the next sort of few years, but let's go! So I've been homeschooled for a few years, and even before we bought the boat, for roughly probably about 4 or 5 years now. When I was in school, I really struggled with my dyslexia and ADHD, and my mom thought that it'd be better and that she could maybe teach me better sort of out of school and being homeschooled and everything. I feel like with my homeschooling I can kind of take it at my own pace. And I also did have some low-level bullying sort of at school, so obviously when I left that stopped, which was kind of nice. So briefly, the rules in the UK for homeschooling is that you don't actually necessarily have to follow the curriculum if you don't want to. We are following the curriculum, but obviously if you are homeschooling you don't have to if you don't want to. So since we live on a boat and sort of move all the time, we don't get sort of a house visit, which we used to get in the house, but now we can sort of just send off sort of an annual detailed report about what's going on, and they can also we could also call through Zoom or whatever like that if they wanted to check up on us. We have a really good relationship with our local authority, and they've been really supportive and great. So the thing about homeschooling is you don't technically really have sort of like a summer vacation or sort of holidays. You could sort of take a bit of the week off and then do the rest of the work throughout the week and the weekend. Your homeschooling can be very flexible if you do have stuff going on, like with our continuously cruising. While we have been in lockdown, I've been getting sort of homeschooling done, because once we start moving again, obviously we'll be moving more and more, so there'll just be a little less time just to do certain bits of work. So I've just been kind of getting it all done here and now. I don't really take any of the sort of obviously the normal sort of school hours, but then I don't really take sort of the normal school holiday times. So this type of schooling really suits me just because you can be flexible, especially living on a boat. I also just want to apologise if you hear any sort of wind noises in sort of the background. It's very windy when I'm filming this, and the boat's sort of clunking around and everything. So right now I'm in year 9, so I study all the subjects at the moment. So for my maths and English, I am studying sort of these books called Functional Skills. They are really great books, and just like sort of get to the point, and then they're easy. This is sort of what they look like. This is the English version I have. I can take these sort of instead of GCSEs, which are great, but they also still do give me sort of a basic understanding of maths and English. So I'm really also interested in science, especially sort of biology. So I have this book right here, the biology one, which is also really great. And I definitely recommend you go and check these out. They're on Amazon, and they're actually really great. I can also do some online studies because there are a bunch of sort of homeschool websites if you are interested in them. So some of my other subjects that I use as more of a project basis, so for example my history is really great because I can use my YouTube channel, so maybe when I'm visiting sort of maybe a certain ruin, or for example Coventry Cathedral, instead of writing sort of an essay, I can do videos on it, I can research, I can do voiceovers and everything like that, and that sort of counts as sort of a history sort of project assignment type thing, which is really great for me. Overall, lockdown hasn't really affected my homeschooling that much. The only thing that is, I guess, slightly affected is me going to sort of certain history places and filming them and doing sort of history projects on them. But I think in this time I've actually gotten more done with my other subjects, which is really great. So obviously I think my PE's been affected a bit more, just because I used to go swimming. I also used to do much more, quite a few locks quite regularly. So obviously that's been affected a bit more, but I have also recently bought a bow and arrow, so hopefully I'll be able to get some sort of arm exercises and muscle exercises in with that, which will be pretty fun. So socialization has actually been pretty easy for me sort of throughout this. I know probably a lot of kids who has gone to school and used to go to school a bit more, obviously they struggled a bit more with the friends part, just because their friends couldn't really meet up or anything like that. but for me it hasn't really affected me that much, and I probably have made a few more friends just because everybody's been at home, which is pretty great. I feel like I have sort of a pretty good network of friends that I can talk to. I also, if you didn't know, I have a gaming channel called Emmy, so I can kind of connect through there and play games, and they can come on my live streams and everything like that. So if I was in school next year, I'd be picking my GCSE options. So I'll be sort of taking less subjects and focusing on certain subjects just a bit more in depth, which would be great, so I can sort of understand a bit more fully than just doing sort of a bunch of different little subjects and everything. So obviously I'll be doing my maths, my English and my science, but if I was in school and I had to sort of choose, I'd probably pick something along the lines of sort of IT, graphic design, or sort of media studies. So as you know, I love taking sort of my photographs, and I'll put some of my best ones sort of on screen right now. So obviously lockdown has sort of affected sort of how many photographs I can actually take, because there's a certain amount that you can only take in sort of one small area. So I'm looking forward to when we start moving again to be taking more of sort of different areas, locks and everything like that. But yeah, my mum has taken a look sort of at the IT sort of curriculum in schools, but they do seem sort of old-fashioned. So I've been kind of trying to mix sort of my graphic design, sort of my photos together in sort of great softwares like Canva or Designer. So as you know, I sent off my photos to an artist, and we actually they made sort of a colouring book. This is what it looks like. To actually be able to upload this though, I had to sort of learn how to use KDP, the website that we used to make this, and like upload it. I had to learn sort of all the holographic stuff of sizes, bleed, no bleed, everything like that. I had to learn to get this uploaded, which obviously counts as homeschooling. I'm actually really proud of how it turned out. So if you don't know what KDP is part of Amazon, where people can upload sort of their books, their notebooks, anything like that onto Amazon. Then when somebody buys it in their country, Amazon will print it and then obviously send it to them, and then you can sell your own sort of colouring books, notebooks, journals, everything like that. And we have started sort of doing that. I've also been uploading sort of my photos onto notebooks and journals and everything like that. This was sort of a test test. Obviously it might not look the greatest, but this is sort of a notebook that I made with one of my photos. It has lined paper on the inside, and I'm happy on how it turned out. Obviously this is still a tester, and my future ones will look a bit better than this. A lot of people have been sort of asking to get my photos and everything like that, so I thought if I sort of uploaded it onto a notebook, then if people can buy it in their country, then they could get my photos onto a notebook, and they could also write their notes in it, which I think is pretty cool. We also thought it was a cheaper way of using a site like Redbubble, just because Redbubble can be quite expensive, and we just wanted to make sort of any merch that we do sell cost effective as possible, so the people that actually buy it don't have to spend too much money and still get a great product. I've also been working a little bit on my website. I will soon be linking it in my description. I just kind of want to sort a few things out, and there are a few little typos here and there, so I need to fix that soon, but hopefully my website should be up. So my plans for the future is I do want to go to college when I turn 16, and sort of my either sort of two subjects that I would either like to do is mechanics or filmmaking, one between the two. I'll sort of decide when I get to an area and see what the college has to offer. And everything like that. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has supported me, especially with sort of my equipment side, and Patreon especially, just because they've helped so much of me being able to actually make these videos, sort of start making these things, contribute to my homeschooling, and keep up my equipment, and hopefully cruising videos will be coming soon, and I'm really looking forward to being able to do more of them for you guys. So I just want to say a big thank you to my new Patreon. I would like to say a big thank you to James for donating to my Patreon. It means the world to me, and I'm really glad you're enjoying my videos. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do a video, and comment on my social medias, my Patreon and my Gmail, thenarrowboatgirl@gmail.com, if you have any suggestions for me. And you also do have a Canal Plus address if you'd like to send me letters. But yeah, see you later. Bye!